Yeah, welcome to the Show Boys podcast. I'm Pixel Nick. Join me tonight, as always, for everything House of the Dragon, Westeros, Game of Thrones, Chadwick the Third. Welcome, everybody. We are covering episode 4, Tumbleton, of the House of the Dragon season 3. Yeah, we're here. We're live. How are you, Chad?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm hot.
Hot.
Always hot.
Coming in hot.
Can't find a cool location in this house to record a
Mm.
podcast for whatever
Turn the
reason.
AC up, man.
It's on, man. It's right next to me. It's blowing, but
Crank it.
I just don't feel it over here.
Firefighter problems. Just
Yeah,
hot.
man. I mean, if I was gonna pick hot or cold, I would pick hot 100% of the time. So
Okay. Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
you're in
mean
the
to
right
complain.
climate for that right now.
Yeah,
Right time of year.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. How
so
are
you're-
you?
I'm doing good. I'm all right. Yeah. Hanging out. Sold our other house, so now we're free and clear of the old house. Is washed from the books.
Yeah, and you moved like a considerable distance away, right?
I think it's like 60 miles.
Oh, that's not terrible.
No, but enough for a moving company to be like long distance move.
Yeah.
Jerks. Whatever. 2-man in a truck, pretty good. I approve. Slight plug, whatever.
So what when you do that, I've never used that. I've only moved once in my life, and we just rented a U-Haul. Do they like pack everything up for you, or you have to have everything like ready to go?
I have a philosophy when it comes to like hired help, whether it's like contractors in your house or just anything. Like if you want things done right, you have to supervise and you have to be like involved and up in their business, like respectfully. But like you got to be up on your own game, in my opinion. I would not pack. I would not. They will pack your stuff like in the boxes like that. But I mean, that just sounds like horrible. Like people.
Well, no, that's not necessarily what I meant.
Oh.
I meant like, do you have to have like everything in the garage ready for them to just pull in and pick it up?
Nope. I mean,
move like couches and stuff out of your house for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
basically you're paying them to move the heavy crap. Like that's it. Like we packed up, the house, got as much as we could into boxes in the garage. Some boxes, kind of scattered through around the house. But now you're really paying them to come in there, like deconstruct furniture that needs to be. They wrap it in like cellophane and like moving blankets so it's protected. And then they pack the truck like Jenga, Tetris. And
yeah, they've done it a few times probably, huh?
Yep. And they drive it carefully to the new destination, and then they will take it to all the correct rooms in your new house should you be directing them to. So they are the muscle.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool. I do have to unpack one thing that you said real quick, and that is that you have to like supervise. Are you like standing over top of them as they're moving everything?
No, I mean, so you don't have to. You can obviously, I mean, they told me all kinds of stories in terms of like, people won't be there. They'll just be like, yeah, whole house, but like not put any thought into it. So like they can only do what they can, but like I'm just like moving around the house, making sure like their job's easy, like stuff is accessible. I'm telling them like if they have questions, just being present, not being there. But also
I have the opposite idea of that. Like I would just leave them or like I'd be at the house, but like prime example is I had water coming in my electric panel, so I had to have an electrician over. And I just let them down. Like I just left them down.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna. I don't even know what you're looking at or what you're doing. B, I don't really care. I just want it fixed. So, and now this was different because it was like a fire department, like one of the guys' dads at the fire department. So that was a little different. But even if like my basement flooded before, the drain in the basement flooded, I just let those guys go, man. Like I'm not going to watch over you. And I think it's just because that like as a worker annoys me. Like people just like standing over top of you while you're working drives me absolutely nuts sometimes. So try to not
be like respectfully, like being present.
Yeah, respectfully present. Yeah.
I don't know. I always like talking to contractors though, because they'll talk to you about stuff, and then you kind of get into something, and I don't know, they might have some good questions, and you might have some preferable answers when it comes to like specificity of what's being done versus just doing the job to check the box.
Yeah. True.
Sure.
I just thought, I mean, it's anytime that I've never dealt with contractors or anything, but like just this electric company thing was just an absolute nightmare, because you call the power company, even though it's their meter on the outside of the house, the water's coming in. It has nothing to do with them. It's like, but it's your meter. It's a lot. You come and lock it. So how does it have nothing to do with them? And then the electrician comes and he says, no, that's them. So it's like they're both saying the opposite things. Nobody wants to work. You can't pay somebody. Like, it's not like I'm asking you to do it for free. I will pay. Just somebody come fix it. And it's like so hard to find in this world in 2026.
Yeah, I mean, all that is apparently more and more difficult, allegedly. Need tradesmen, need tradespeople. That's for sure.
I mean, less podcasters.
Less podcasters, that's for sure. There's way too many of those. But now it's kind of shifted out of the like small podcasters. Now the thing is like every like celebrity has like a podcast.
Everybody, yeah, dude. That's the funniest really thing about us doing like podcasting is like we just got into it like a year too late to hit it big. You know what I mean? Because now like everybody has it. And I was watching like The Social Network the other day, and I was just thinking like, dude, it's such a easy idea what they came up with. Like just a brilliant idea. And now it's like a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
And, if they were a year late, or if MySpace did their thing right, it would have never taken off. I just love stuff like that. It's like you showed up just a little too late.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm so glad my camera it was like fuzzy, and then I had to like lean forward, and then now it's fixed. Okay. I was like blurry. I was like, it was messing with my eye. Like I thought my eye was like fogged over. I'm like, why am I blurry? But Chad's
why
not.
am I blurry?
Anyway, Tumbleton. What's your reaction to this episode? Like just gut reaction.
Yeah. So I thought it was a good episode. A lot happening. Definitely. Even though it's weird to say, there's a lot happening and kind of pumping the brakes a little bit this episode, where we're slowing down. We had such a tumultuous 2, 3, or 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And now we're into episode 4, really episode 2 of the season. But yeah, a lot of good stuff going on here. A lot of like little beads that I think are going to bloom into big problems for Rhaenyra. Primarily really around the high tower thing that's going on in the episode. We get a lot of answers to questions that we had, like what's with the thing that he smells. Like we got that answer. He's got like an aversion to odors, which I feel like Rhaenyra will capitalize on at some point. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a great episode. What about you?
Yeah, I mean the episode so far clocks in at 7 or 7.6. So I think that's like lowest of the season. That's fine. That's to be expected for episode 2/4.
Yeah.
I honestly really liked it. I think, I don't know, there's a lot of good little character bits here. And again, Game of Thrones, like those just little character advancements do a lot for an episode. I really think these episodes are so important, even though and I think episode 3 just was a more of a impressive feat because it was like a stylized episode on Rhaenyra. So that's why I think it carried a little bit more weight. I also see a very great like season opener, right? So 4 just kind of suffers in that it has to get back to our jumping around. So this is very Game of Thrones mid-season, jumping around character to character to character, getting like a 5-minute scene a couple times for everybody and little progress versus these big like move in the box, right? Like that's what the first 3 episodes were. We're just like moving the huge plot pieces.
Right.
But these episodes are, I don't know, I like them a lot because 1, we have a huge debut of Ormond's character, Ormond Hightower. I mean, we get so much more unpacked from him. They really kind of position him. He positions himself as like definitely a major like upstart or like sleeper game, like mover on the chessboard. Like he's always kind of been there. Even little tidbits where the Maester for Rhaenyra, which she has instated as the Maester, he may remain and stay so long as he's useful and loyal. You know, she was trying to. It was interesting that little bit where she was trying to get the records of all the communications between the capital and or Old Town.
Old Town, yeah.
And he kind of made the nose like they've kind of operated as a. She's like, "What do you make of it?" It's like they've kind of operated as their own kingdom, right, separate from the wider kingdom. So that kind of tells you a little bit. I don't know, to me, it told me a lot about like how Otto and the High Towers have, you know, kind of positioned themselves during this time of adjacent power, right?
Yeah.
They've taken opportunity to make the best of the situation.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's almost like even in Game of Thrones, Old Town is kind of its own thing because of the Citadel. It's you know, that, so it's always really kind of been its own thing, which is interesting. But no, he's got some moves up his sleeve, I think.
Yeah, and they even the little bit about like the Sept used its main seat for the Seven used to be in Old Town. That's like the original. So it really kind of reinforces that like the faith is really baked into Old Town in the High Towers. So just those little bits there, and just really kind of reveals more about Ormond and obviously his relationship with not only his troops but like Alicent's son. So I like that, and then I liked a lot the little bit. We got a decent bit, but Aegon, right? His kind of like tribulations here down.
Yeah, dude. He's having a rough time. So now that you brought that up, what dragon is that in Rook's Rest? Is that no? So he went and is that Rhaenys?
Rhaenys, yes.
Yes. Okay, that's what I thought.
Where she fell, and that one just crashed onto the castle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's Rhaenys, and then that was his Sunfire, right? In the woods there. I don't know. Very interesting too, right? Because they do the whole like he thinks the dragon's still alive, and I think that still might be the case. I know they kind of did a really good job playing it off that it's not, but that dragon was very much like, it looked like it could wake up because like it was very still, not decaying, whereas clearly Rhaenys was like decaying on the walls of there. And we've seen there's another dragon somewhere. I feel like we saw dead perhaps recently. I feel like we've seen 3 dead dragons, but maybe not. Wasn't there another one decaying somewhere?
Oh yeah, I think it was Jace's. Didn't Jace's like wash up on the beach or something? They pass over.
Oh, did it?
Maybe that's what you're thinking of. No, I don't know. I might have just totally made that up in my head, but
anyway,
I think that was definitely intentional, showing those 2 dragons, and I do think that you're right. I picked up on that as well. I think that dragon's got a good chance of still being alive, because it looks a lot. I mean, it looks like it's just sleeping. Obviously, it's not breathing or moving in any capacity. But you're right about the other one's decaying, and I think it was intentional to show that Rhaenys' dragon looks nothing like the other dead dragon. Now, granted, no, because they died around the same time, right?
No, it was the same battle.
It was the same battle. So yeah, yes. The decay level should be the same on both of them. And you would think, now I don't know, maybe it was just a like he's really grieving the loss of his dragon. You know how people grieve in different ways, so maybe he's just thinking that it's alive. But they do have that dragon rider connection with these dragons and the riders. So I'd be interested. That would be a cool twist if that dragon is able to pop back up.
I thought it was going to wake up right there. But honestly, I guess that
I thought the eye was going to open when they were like panned over top of it. Yeah.
They got some mad luck. I don't know. The scummy people in Westeros are kind of passive. Like they're not as opportunist as maybe they are in a Game of Thrones. Like Game of Thrones, like I feel like those 2 would be dead by now.
Yeah.
But we have a lot
It's
of the
definitely
population like starting to become like opportunistic and kind of underbelly, I think, post Jaharis like realm, I feel like. So maybe that's very appropriate that they're not super like gritty and just like cutthroat right off the rip
Yeah,
here.
I think it definitely is appropriate because we're coming out, even though we've been in this war for what, probably a couple years now in the timeline. Prior to that, it was years upon years upon years of peace times, and
Yeah.
everybody was probably happy. Everybody's getting fed, everything's moving appropriately. But now we're getting to that point where the war's picked up, food's getting less and less. People are going to start getting desperate. So it's interesting to see that. And there's always going to be scumbags on the road, you know what I mean? But I did think it was funny that they were they were getting money to touch the dragon, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. And then he's like, "Oh, he's got 2 hands on the dragon. That's more. That's more money."
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just risky because Laris always walking around with this, looking fancy in his little money pouch. Like, dude's gonna get robbed. Kind of has, but not like violently. I also wonder. So, like, that's Rook's Rest, and that explains why Aegon wanted to go to Rook's Rest, right? Because he wanted to see Sunfire. But I do wonder if the upstart here at Rook's Rest, the one that's kind of in charge, that he had to kiss his boot, if that's like the beginning of some like minor house or like minor, like what if that's a Bolton dude? Like I don't know.
Dude, that would be sick. Yeah, that would be
You
sick.
know what I mean? Like that dude's kind of Bolton-y, like
yeah,
opportunistic, and it could be. I don't know.
yeah.
Cool. But I was thinking about that.
I had to like, have we seen? Did we even talk about Rook's Rest in Game of Thrones?
Only
I don't
mentioned maybe.
Yeah,
it's been a main piece in House of the Dragon.
Right.
And that was a main battle last season.
Yeah,
I don't think Rook Rest shows up in.
I don't think it does either. I was thinking, I was trying to think of that because I don't know who this guy is. This little, yeah, like you said, this little.
Well, no, I don't think. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who's in power in Rook's Rest, in just generally in Game of Thrones. So
yeah. Not that he stays there. I just just wonder. Yeah, that's a good point. And I guess the Boltons would be cool. Yeah, Northerners, north of the Riverlands. Even though this is Rook's Rest, I think is Crown Lands, and they don't like river folk either.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, river folk, man. No one likes them. Them nasty fish mud scummy people.
Yeah, they're kind of gross. That's why.
None of their neighbors are. Yeah, they don't seem to like them much. But yeah, just like those. I think there's just good character progression there with Aegon. Just kind of struggling through that.
Yeah, he my boy's having a rough time. Yeah, he's having a rough time, man. And I want to feel bad for him, but dude, he's been a prick from the beginning. So I have a hard time feeling bad for him. But like him getting down on his knees and kissing the crappy boot of this dude. Yeah, that was a little rough. That guy's gonna probably pay for that at some point.
Yeah. And we'll move around these like smaller threads too to knock them out. So like we have Harrenhal. We get a little bit of Christian Cole being just Christian Cole, just nasty and unlikable. So him and Gawain kind of have more discussions, and I don't know. I always get this sense from him, like it always shows up somewhere in every season where his pure motivation is out of. You have to think back to like season 1, where like he has slept with Rhaenyra. And like he has this like forever grudge against her, just like purely like as a shitty ex-boyfriend would.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Because he ends that little like speech to Gawain about like what they're gonna do, right? They're gonna stand their posts and they're gonna like do guerrilla warfare on Daemon's troop or whoever's like closest to them. I forget who they're mentioning.
I think it's I meant to go back and listen to that, and I didn't pick up on who he was talking about either.
He's talking about the people, the like Northerners who showed up to help Daemon, right? I think they're still out there like hunting them, and that's like the main force in that area, like adjacent to the Crownlands. But still, like, at the end of all that, like, he just adopts this, like, very horrible demeanor like he always does, and it's just like an angry ex-boyfriend, and he's like, that's what we're gonna, and he just kind of storms off. And luckily Gwaine like ignores him and still writes to his cousin, Oberyn, not Oberyn, but what's his name? Ormond. So he still sends a note to him.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's still like we talked about with Cole. He's looking for that battle that does not involve dragons. That's what he's after, and I think that's what he's after in the scene. He's like, here, we're gonna go, fight these people, and there's not going to be any dragons, so we're not going to have to worry about it. And I think he's at that, like, he's kind of being like emo towards the dragons, or war in general, where he's just like super excited to go be this noble knight and fight on the battlefield, but then his first battle is just a chaotic dragon nightmare, and he's like, what are we going to do down here on the ground? But now he's got that opportunity. He's been sulking in his misery. We've given the war to the dragons.
Like, we're going to fight man to man. Like, he's definitely, that's a good point. He's definitely on a little like soldier ego trip there. What was I gonna say? Anyway, he's horrible.
Still can't stand him. Still can't stand him. I'm hoping that it turns around at some point, but it's getting further and further away. Because I liked him really. Season 1, I liked him.
Yeah, he was good. But then he became. Cool. I mean, we all like the person we're dating until like they become your shitty ex, like, and he just took a hard shitty ex turn and never looked back.
Never looked back over the course of 20 years or whatever it's been since he and Rhaenyra had their little fling. It's been a long time.
That's what I wanted to say. So in the after show bit, I didn't I didn't watch the making of this episode, even though it was all just character pieces. His actor was saying like he's definitely burned by the fact that Aemon kind of abandoned him, and he has like serious abandonment issues from like all of these Targaryens because he's been ditched, dumped, and now like just stiff-armed by all of them. So he kind of has this like rogue lone wolf kind of vibe going here, but not like the cool kind, unfortunately.
He's definitely got the lone wolf vibe going on. I think he's definitely feeling bad that he's not being the soldier that he thought he was going to be. But I am curious because we know that this is the war that pretty much wipes out all the dragons. I don't even think pretty much. I think it does wipe out all the dragons. I wonder if he's going to lead that in some capacity, because his story is just revolving around this hatred towards fighting with dragons, basically, or being on the battlefield with dragons.
If there's any opportunity to kill more dragons, he's
going to do it. Yeah, he's going to be all about it. So I'll be curious to see how that all pans out, because it just seemed, I mean, they're just throwing it in your face that he's just over the dragon thing,
Yeah, and he's not the only one, and we can shift. Well, real quick. Where's Aemond and where's Vhagar, right? Really big dragon, very, very unmissable Targaryen, MIA. So like Alice Rivers, I can see how she could make Aemond disappear. Right. I don't know how she's making Vhagar disappear.
I thought the same thing. Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Crazy. To be discovered, I suppose.
To be discovered. She is a witch, so I don't know if there's some sort of black magic going on, putting a veil over the dragon or something, but it's not an easy dragon to hide.
Like a lullaby, got a harp playing by it, right? Just like sleeping dragon. But again, you can't even find them, even though you can stash them in the woods, I suppose. I
mean, even then, dude,
I know.
You can't stash that thing anywhere, I don't think.
Well, he did hide outside of Rook's Rest, and that's how he like surprise attacked that whole situation. He was lurking in the woods.
He was in the woods, yeah.
But
that was kind of before. Yeah, right.
But I like how you were talking there about Cole's vendetta against dragons. That's something we get out of Ormond Hightower. He has a vendetta against Targaryens and their dragon I guess faith, right? Because he kind of references again what the High Septim referenced too, right? The dragons are these like dark, evil, like destructive creatures of darkness that just do not align with the faith at all. And Ormond here is just, I don't know, really good to me intro. I think the actor did great. I think he really kind of stylized himself in like a very unique vein where like he doesn't really remind me of any other character exactly, right? He definitely adopts his own character. And I think that's really tricky too when they do character introductions like this, where it's just like, oh, is it just another Tywin, right? Because like we did that with the Lannister bros, where they're like, yeah, like they fit, they weren't anything particularly unique. They were just less powerful Lannisters. And this one, he's not Otto. And he's kind of nothing like the rest of his family. Like he is a little twisted. And I think someone called him evil in here too.
Yep. Yeah, I think so far, dude, I like Ormond. I like the character. They're definitely ramping him up to become the villain, I think, of the season, probably. Which is interesting. But yeah, he is like a just
like a Joffrey. Joffrey wasn't such a loser
prick.
so young. Yeah. It's like if Joffrey like made it to full adulthood. And that's why I went with the picture I went with, because he's got this like dirty blonde, like curly hair. He wears very kind of pompous, like fancy robes. Obviously, he has this potpourri that he like needle tweezer picks out and like sniffs to get like a little bit of a high. What do you I don't know what to make of this. Like, why did Alicent, like, again, we could talk about Alicent too here, because it's like, and this is really Alicent's only real big contribution this episode, which I wish Alicent had a little bit more going for her so far this season. So far, she's not very revealing. But she does this weird thing where she tips Rhaenyra off, like you said, that he has an aversion to smells. Like, what was the intention there? Like, is she like trying to undermine him, or like what, like, was she playing it? I don't know.
I don't believe that they are on the same page. And I think we got that from the little switcheroo that Alicent clearly didn't know about. I think now we can say definitively that note that she wrote didn't say, hey, swap these two out. I think that she was undermined in that. I think she probably said, Damon's going to come and make sure you send him here. I'm here. I'm going to be here. Whatever she says, we'll come back and get him, whatever. So I think he's definitely undermined her there. And I don't think that he's got Alicent or that side of the family's best interests at all. And I think that's shown clearly in this episode. I think he's on his own train here. He's trying to get the other kid as the king. That's his goal. And that's what we see towards the end of the episode, Daeron.
So he can kind of be like the surrogate king, like a lot of older males do in this series, or really any of the elders do over the children that become royal.
Yeah, they're clearly at odds. Either
there's not been evidence for that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of evidence.
Well, because in what the Maester said about to Rhaenyra, right? About he's like, Otto wrote to often, but they never responded, right? So he kind of like has definitely branched out on his own. He's super controlling, has an anger issue right here in this episode. In this scene right here, he just like whacks the crap out of that. But I like how he goes from like composure, but then Darion's like telling the assistant to like leave the room because he knows the dude, like Ormond's about to like lose his crap, and then he like composes himself. So like, dude's got issues. But yeah, everything he's doing is very like he's trying to become the person on the Iron Throne, which is really cool though, because right now it's a bunch of Targaryens, and no one's really like imagined themselves on the throne besides a Targaryen.
Right.
He's kind of saying like, yeah, we'll put a Targaryen there. It'll be Daryon, who's kind of more so a high tower. To Alicent's design, she told Rhaenyra why that was kind of why she sent Daeron to Old Town, right? Because Jaehaerys got 2 or 3. She's like, I want at least 1. But yeah, she doesn't. I don't know if she's this. Again, the hard thing about Alicent is I don't know how smart or not smart she is.
Right.
But could she have requested Darren to still be sent, right? Sort of like if they ask for him to like have him sent there so she can protect him, not from just the fallout, right? Because even Rhaenyra was like, I would have spared him, right? Darren is who she was referring to. What if Alicent wanted to get him away from Ormond?
Was she referring to him? Because I took that as she was referring to Otto.
Oh, because they just talked about their...
Yeah, that's how I took it. I thought she was saying I would have spared Otto, but Daemon kind of walked me through the double chop on the neck of your father.
I don't know. They were kind of moving. Yeah, they were moving between conversations there because they're kind of in the point where they're having many conversations through like single sentence progression. The way they interact.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I hate to like compare Ormond to anybody from Game of Thrones, but if I had to, it would have to be the Samwell Tarly's dad, like a young version of, can't remember his name. You know what I mean? Like this dude is definitely flogging the stragglers in the back of the walk so they walk faster. Like he's that kind of dude. He's also kind of prissy and, you know, highborn, douchey.
Yeah. Well, he was the Reach, right? Like Highgarden. He's a Highgarden boy, which is also in the Reach. Old Town and Highgarden are in the Reach.
Yeah,
I thought that was Highgarden because they were related to.
I think they were like retainers of Highgarden, but not. They had their own castle. I can't remember the name of it though. But yeah, I don't know. He gives me that, but at the same time, that's just a stretch of me trying to compare him. You know what I mean? I think Ormond's his own character here, and I'm very intrigued. I think this episode did a great job of really fully introducing him. But no, I don't think it's clear that he has his own. He's had his own vision from the beginning. I don't think anything that Alicent has ever said to him has changed. Even when he gets the letter of Aegon like leaving or being killed or whatever he gets, and he's like, whatever, one Targaryen's as good as the next one. Like he just doesn't even care. Like he's like, whatever, Aemon's on the throne now, it doesn't matter. But I am curious on a couple things with the kid. Does he just have naturally dark hair, or are they dyeing it? Is that how Alicent knew that the other kid wasn't one of hers? And it's a safe, I mean, that's a kind of a smart strategy because all our other kids have blonde hair. So why wouldn't you dye the fakes blonde? Because nobody's seen this kid for multiple years. So you're going to assume that this kid is going to have blonde hair like the rest of them.
Correct. Because we know that white hair is not guaranteed because of the strong, right? Is it a strong?
Yes.
Rhaenyra slept with. You know, her boys had not white hair, which is super odd for people making white haired kids. So yeah, I mean, I could see it as being the one that ended up having that hair, but then again, the amount of control and psychoticness that Ormond puts that child through, I could easily see Ormond demanding like he dye his hair like every single day of his life to be not white because he hates Targaryens so much. And even it's interesting with the dragon scene where like, I mean, he's still like scared of the dragon, but he is very, very bold, right? To like tease that dragon, threaten like, I mean, he's frightening. I mean, he probably gets a little bit of a high off of that too. Like he's controlling the kid, he's controlling the dragon. He is vastly superior.
So
then he flipped the script on like killing Hugh's wife's brother, which is crazy.
That whole sequence. Yeah, I don't know, dude. That's where I realized, because at first I was like, I mean, he's pretty cool. Like that's kind of what I would do in that current situation. But then, he brings them in later. It's like, he struck one of our soldiers, and even the kid's like, but that was after our soldier struck the sister and the wife, broke the wife's arm. But I think he's
assault.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was just more of a control method for him. Like he's gonna try and control
Yeah,
the
for
kid.
sure.
Like, here, you're gonna kill this guy. We're gonna make you king. Yada yada yada. You're gonna take the sword and do it. You're not gonna let the dragon do it. You're gonna do it yourself. I felt terrible for the guy because that's got to be a terrible way to go. Like I would rather get my head cut off than get stabbed through the chest personally.
I'm
But
surprised he died so quickly. Like it was just like a fairly like shallow like poke of the blade.
dude,
Like he must have really.
Yeah, for whatever reason. Now, probably the reason is a lot of normal people don't see that kind of stuff, so they don't know how you would react in that situation if you got stabbed. But it's like even the slicing of the throat, where they just like Cat is a perfect example in Game of Thrones. They slice her throat and she just like falls over. Like that's not Littlefinger. That's like he watched some videos or something, like that. He did that perfectly. It's not an instant death.
Right.
You cut. I mean, you're gonna gurgle a little bit, and yeah, Littlefinger's was great. But yeah, for whatever reason, movies just get that kind of crap wrong.
I mean, dude, people like on the battlefield survive worse wounds than that. Like they get ran through and they're still like trucking. I mean, look at just all 5 months ago when we watched Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Like, dude got wrecked and he's still alive.
Yeah,
and freaking the king like literally got his skull crushed in on his helmet, and like he was still like functioning. Like this guy took
around.
Like 5-inch poke to like the upper stomach, and he just was done.
Yeah,
Must have hit the sternum. Wild. I don't know. Like killed him.
So what's this kid's name?
Darian.
Darian.
D-A-E-R-O-N.
Do we? And he's the youngest.
And this has dark hair like Alicent, not silver. So perhaps that's true. Yes, and he is the youngest.
Okay.
Dragon is
so are we questioning this kid's lineage at all? Like he's the youngest out of all of them. He's the youngest out of all of them.
Wait, did
he's the only one that doesn't have? I think she did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she did. Anything like that?
No, I don't think that. I think they slept together.
Did he sleep with Cole? Did she sleep with Cole?
Yeah, you have to look that up. I'm pretty sure though, because they had like a little fling going, and that's why I think he pushed so much back on Rhaenyra, because it was.
Oh yeah.
But he's the youngest. He's what? I mean, do we have like an actual age for this kid? What is he, like 13 maybe?
I think Alicent ran the math there a little bit, or did she not do that with Rhaenyra? No, I'm gonna guess he's like 12, 13.
Yeah, that was probably well into the king's dilapidated state, I would think.
Right.
He was falling apart there.
Could be Cole. That'd be a good twist for Cole.
That would be a good twist for Cole for sure. It just as soon as I saw the dark hair, I had two questions. A, is it dyed? If it's not dyed, okay, then, or if it is dyed, then all right, we're good. If it's not dyed and it's actually dark like that, and she sends this kid away to Old Town randomly.
Yeah.
Why? Like that seems like she knows more about this kid than what's going on. So I do have questions about his lineage.
I was gonna look it up, but I'm not gonna do that. Too risky. I don't want to ruin it.
Don't look it up because
part of the fun for us is we don't know what happens here.
We don't know what's going on. Yeah, we don't know what's going on, and sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong. Like I think that this episode definitely completed the arc of who sent that kid and what Alicent knew about that kid being sent. But yeah, I just I have questions because it's just like he's the one with dark hair, and he got shipped away to Old Town when he was very young. So why?
Yeah,
like I get her explanation is like he got 3 Targaryens. I wanted to get a high tower. I wanted him to be a high tower. So I don't know. It just seems weird for a mother to, and I've been harping on how terrible of a mother Alicent has been this entire series.
But he does have a dragon, so he is a Targaryen.
That's it. Is that yeah? Okay, yeah.
I think that's a requirement. Even Game of Thrones, like Jon Snow could ride a dragon because he was a Targaryen.
Because he was a Targaryen. Yeah, yeah. That's an interesting twist. So he would have to be some Targaryen.
Yes.
Maybe it's who's the drunk dude in the bar. Maybe she went down to the to the inn one night. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, quick, just because it's interrelated. So Ulf and Hugh are supposed to be like watching Tumbleton. Clearly Ulf, we know how he spends his off time. He goes to the pub, obviously, then turns and goes to Rhaenyra and asks for like favors, which is like pardons, basically presidential pardons for his like scumbag tavern friends. And in so gets himself banned from leaving the castle because government property, bud. Like, you can't just take the Apache, down to the bar and get yourself killed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, stolen, right. Whatever. Very valuable. So he screwed himself there. But more interesting in that like little side plot there is Hugh. He like does some low profile like flybys over Tumbleton and like parks like outside of the city. And like just lurking. Like he's not just watching. He's like making it known that like he's there. Maybe he's supposed to, but I thought that was definitely interesting and different from what I imagine Ulf would be doing.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was probably, it had two reasons that he did that. I think he's probably looking for his wife. He needs to get a little closer so he can see. But also showing the size of the dragon is always good. You know what I mean? Like I do a low fly. It's like did you watch Warfare?
Yeah.
Okay, the show of force with the jets. That's like that was his show of force. Flying through the
show of force. Kind of scatter everybody.
Yeah.
Psych them out. Definitely a show of force.
I am curious on Ulf if he is. I don't trust him at all. And here I'm Team Black. I'm still Team Black. I've been Team Black this entire series so far. I would love to talk with somebody that's Team Green if there's anybody out there. Like, they're just dirtbags. I think they're the clear villains of the series so far. But I just don't trust Ulf in the slightest bit. I think this decision that Rhaenyra made was awkward, and he's the kind of guy, even though it seems like a simple, small thing, like, hey, dude, don't take the Apache down to the bar. Like, we're trying to run a kingdom here. You're kind of my property now. Even though it seems like a small thing, like, don't go to the bar. For him, that's like his whole life. Like, you just wiped his whole desire out. Like, he loves being in the bar. That's where they found him originally. So I'll be curious to see if he is a potential flipping of sides on Ulf. I can definitely see some treason coming out of Ulf.
Yeah, and I guess the other compounding issue Rhaenyra has, and I don't know what the character trait is that she has that does this, but like, I understand why that was a stupid request from Ulf, and just really annoying. But what's the harm? I don't know, in pardoning those three douchebags. It could have been like, I will pardon them, but you need to stay here from now on. Like,
right. That would have been the right
we
move.
will write to them, have the maester, right? Send them some ravens and say, yeah, cool, pardoned. But you gotta stay here, bro. Like, all seriousness, we don't need you being murdered. But she takes this like very unnecessarily like authoritative,
almost like a slave, like a slave owner.
Yeah,
like, you're my property. Like, you're not, you are not to go outside of the walls. Yeah, I don't know. I think
she's rubbing her allies the wrong way, and like, I don't know, she's just not appropriately treating what few allies she does have with the right amount of like care. Like, listen, you're not going to be this like perfect diplomatic like ruler like your father was. It is not the same world.
Right. Yeah, definitely not.
Things are loose enough now to where you can do some favors to the people that are on your side for the sake of just them being on your side. Like, you don't need to like go through the whole what's the right thing to do. I get she wants to because she's trying to undo a lot of just illegitimacy in that place, but girl.
Yeah, I
breathe a little.
Yeah, she does. She needs to breathe a little, and I think it's just partly because she was in all the small council meetings with her father, and her father did in the early season of season 1 did say a lot no to a lot of things. He said no to helping Corlys with Crab Feeder in the beginning. He said no to Otto on a lot of stuff. So her father did say no a lot. So I don't know if that's where this is all coming from. She's just like trying to rule like her father in a world that is clearly not her father's world. But then at the same time, she knows that because she says something in the small council meeting where the maester tries to grab that marble ball and he's like, "Oh, that's old stuff. We're not doing that." But yeah, and I also think that you're right on the. She doesn't have many allies. Her biggest ally, I thought, was Corlys. He's dipped. He's mad. He's upset. He does send Adam. Is it Adam or Alan?
Yeah.
Okay, he sends Adam to kind of stand in his stead on the small council, which Rhaenyra seemed very open to, which was cool.
Yeah, it says Alan of Hall becomes master of ships.
Yeah.
Corlys went out to chase pirates because he's upset.
Doing Corlys things. Yeah,
all he knows how to do one thing.
Yeah, chase pirates.
And then we also get, speaking of the small council, like we get master of coin, so they can shift blame here, which I get the notion in the political sense, but like, I don't know, the people I think get it that you just need a master of coin and it's not his fault that like y'all broke. But it's the dude that spoke up from the rat.
Yeah. Another form of surrounding yourself with somebody I don't trust. Like you just stole this dude's food and stuff. Now you're giving him.
Yeah, but they want someone they can like scapegoat that they don't care that they're gonna like totally douche later. So yeah. So she's trying to assemble a small council, but yeah, there's constant small councils never go well.
No.
Only person that ran a good small council was Tywin Lannister.
Yes. Yep. Ulf also mentions to her during that scene that while we get a little sequence of him going to the bar and walking through the city and seeing some stuff written on the wall, and I think it was Queen's Mother of Bastards or something along those lines.
Queen of Bastards.
Queen of Bastards, yeah. So Ulf actually tells her that while he's leaving, and she's very upset about that situation. And then she instructs the Gold Cloaks to go out and doesn't give very good direction to them. Would you agree? Go ahead, pause. Sorry.
Yeah, so Queen of Bastards, all of whom are no longer alive. Like
they're all dead. Yeah.
She has just the youngest, right? She just has like a baby, like a very small child. Or two. She has two very small children.
I think she has two for sure.
But those are actually
they are very small.
But those are actually Daemon's. So like her living heirs are not bastards. Are all
legitimate. Yep.
So again, she needs to adopt a more intelligent posture on that front, where it's like,
who cares? It's over with.
Be like, I don't know what y'all think about the first two, but they're dead. These two
are
real.
Yeah.
Look at them. Corlys, you can have your two. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just, I don't know. She's just not thinking very clearly about the reality of everything that's going on, which I can get is probably hard in her situation, but
yeah,
she needs to move a little bit more like tactfully through all of this.
She is just oddly focused on the wrong things and gets upset about the wrong things, I think is what's going on here. Like, I don't think she should have been upset by that at all, especially because the kids are dead.
Right.
I also don't think that she should have turned Corlys away. I think that was a fatal mistake that will come back to haunt her. But then she also is just not where I was going with this is she does not give enough descriptive leadership. She's like, hey, go find this out in the city and handle it. Well, the gold cloaks, we know that these guys are violent dudes. Like we saw this when they were first formed.
I know. Good callback. Like they interpret things. They're like, ooh, like bad cop time. Like we get to go rough some people up, and it's crazy. Like it's like if someone graffitied your house in the city. Granted, like these are just stone walls everywhere, and your door happens to be the closest door to it. Like we're dragging you out of your house, beating the shit out of you, making you wash it off. It's like, dang.
It's like clearly probably not them that did it, but
yeah, and I don't know. I mean,
a lot of women, a lot of children in that scene getting drug out of their house.
Yeah,
so
not good. It's like very, very icy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know what's going on here.
Very icy. Yeah.
Yeah. Gold cloaks, man. Like they need very specific instructions because they just roll off the rails real quick.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is yet another thing. Now, I don't think it's going to have a colossal impact, but I do think this is going to have an impact on how the the poverty people see her. The people in the streets, the people that she really needs to have on her side, the peasants that can probably do some damage if they
here's some
band
food,
together.
But the cops are going to come by later and beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, right.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's a great point. I totally forgot about that. It's like literally good cop, bad cop.
Again, like she's not yeah. And
she makes one good decision, one bad decision.
Hate to make it a woman thing, but like it's like my wife. Like I ask her where something is, she's like the closet. I'm like, like which closet?
Yep.
Like details, like
yeah, they never remember. Yeah,
which is it? Like they know, but like they can't like conjure the detail.
Yeah.
In a full thought. It's like the closet. Yep. Well, yeah, which closet? Like I can think of I'm thinking of 30 closets.
Yeah.
Where? So yeah. Yeah, she needs a vacation, unfortunately, but she can't get one. And that's probably the root of the problem.
Which is rough because this is like day 3. She already needs a vacation, Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she. And like we said, a couple episodes ago, she rolled up with no counsel, right? She left like she just left them, I guess. Like all the crappy people she didn't like just stayed at Dragonstone.
I think she killed one of them too, because as she was walking out, she's like, "Let what's his face? I can't remember who it was. Choose how he dies." I was like,
that's right. Yeah,
yeah. So she left them behind. They did kind of. I mean,
they sucked.
They sucked. That's true.
But again, like you could have brought along I would definitely been done with them too. Like that was kind of like ditching the old crib, moving to the new one. Like it was start new drapes and everything. Leaving behind. So who knows?
Yeah, it's just it seems like she's got this. She already had this all made up in her head how everything was going to go. Mm-hmm. Everything was going to go perfectly when she got there. She's not going to make any big, crazy decisions when she gets there. She's going to have her coronation, which got shot down. All the stuff that she had built into her head, how this was going to go, is not how it's going in the slightest bit. It's going the complete opposite. So I think she's in Alicent mode right now, where she's just like she made this plan in her head, just like Alicent made this plan for Rhaenyra to come, and then everything started falling apart, and she was in scramble mode. But it's not. Are you trying to
say that women make plans and then reality happens? And wow, okay,
yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
No, I mean that's what the show's saying. That's
it's not us. I didn't write it. I'm just I didn't write the show.
A woman wrote most of these episodes.
Oh, really?
Interesting. Yeah, they know. Speaking of Rhaenyra and shaky terms, we get a very interesting situation in this episode. It all focuses on Daemon's arc in this episode, which starts off very cool. We actually are in the Vale in Lady Janine Arryn. So like great grandmother of the shitty Arryns that we see in Game of Thrones. We get to see the moon door. Daemon just kind of casually flaunces around it. So yeah, I mean, he basically shakes her down for some gold. She thinks it's funny that he's basically there begging for money. She's kind of still has the stance that the Vale always has, is like, yeah, we're just up here. We're not going to do much. Which kind of sucks. Like they just have their like bloody gate, and they just like hang out in their castle in the sky like Mario Land.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the perks of the castle, right? Because isn't this castle like it's like one of the hardest to attack?
Yeah, I don't think you
like
can.
there's no siege. Yeah, you're not going to be doing a siege on this
Except for a
castle,
dragon.
except for a dragon, right? And that's why I think she wanted the dragon originally to defend the Reach. So it was cool to see that room again. You know, Bronn fought in that room early in Game of Thrones to save Tyrion. It was really cool to see that.
Room.
I also love that this is our first, you know, queen, if you will, with dogs, which was actually a pretty decently big thing back in the day. So it's cool to see that she has a couple dogs with her. But yeah, just a weird, even it just must be in the blood up there in the Reach. Like they're all weird. They're all so weird.
I'm trying to think of the real world equivalent here, like just odd folk, you know, just strange,
just very strange. Yeah.
And I like this sequence. I saw like 2 seconds of this clip on Twitter, and I just stopped watching it because I knew it was of the episode, but then 2, I thought it was AI because it looked funny because Damon's like hitting Caraxes with like a little baton like thing. I was like, maybe that's AI, and like someone's just making it funny. But then I watch it, I'm like, oh, he's like literally having this moment with Caraxes where he's just like, listen to me, like bad Caraxes, like stop.
Which is funny because we always talked about how they have the closest connection, we think, on the show between Rider and Dragon, and he clearly breaks that here in dips.
Right, but for very good reason. Good reason for Daemon. So to Caraxes' benefit, like Caraxes knew better, and for what was better for Daemon. And that was, you know, whether Caraxes knew because do the dragons know like
that's what I was
curious to find this dragon, and like, you know, so if we just follow that line of thought, like if Daemon knows and is told and like somehow shares with Caraxes like, hey, we gotta go find Sheep Stealer, and like Caraxes is like, yeah, I normally would have ignored this, but like Sheep Stealer is right over there,
yeah.
I'm gonna go take you there.
Yeah, I'm curious of like, did he see them go into the cave or something, or what is it, like a hive mind type thing, or dragon radar? He's just picking up a ping over here.
Yeah, because one, I slightly interpret that as they did fly a little bit for both, like just the way they shot it, and I don't think she would have like held up in a cave like right outside the Vale Castle. Like she was told to kind of never be seen again and like go find somewhere to piss off in the in the Vale. So I just assume it was a little far away, but you're right. Caraxes, like, there's dragon radar, but why doesn't that dragon radar work like the rest of the time? Is it because the dragons are like listening to the rider, right? And if you just let the dragon like go find another dragon, that's just how easy it is. I don't know. There was a lot of wonder there.
Yeah, I have
but
Caraxes
is smart.
A lot of questions.
And it's a good sniffer, I guess. And
he smelled them. Yeah, I had said that we were on like day 3 of Rhaenyra, but this scene makes it clear that some time has passed because she looks real rough when Daemon catches up to her in this cave. She's cut her hair off. I mean, she looks like she's been living in that cave for a while.
Speaking of time passing, though, we literally when we get with Larys and Aegon, they're literally coming off of that wagon from like an episode or 2 ago.
Yeah.
So no time has passed between that scene and that scene.
Right.
But Rhaena like looks like she's been up there for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it is more realistic that there are several weeks have passed, but I thought it was really weird that Larys and Aegon, like, they showed the little like 2-second scene of them coming off that wagon, and I was like,
we'll have to look and see. Maybe the travel distance there is actually right. I don't know how far they were traveling.
Not very far. They're all still in the Crown Lands, and maybe that's just necessary, but like they didn't have to show us getting off the wagon. Like we knew what was going on. I just thought it was a weird thing for like time continuity in the shows. Usually they make that a little bit more obscure, of like time passing. But granted, they covered enough ground to where, you know, they're in the right time. I just thought that was weird when I saw it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Damon, yeah, you know, Rhaena's in the cave, like, and that was a really good conversation, because they kind of shift from like, oh my god, daughter, father, like long lost, but then it quickly turned to like, wait a second, you're supposed to literally not be here. You were assigned a different duty, yada yada yada. Then like, mean dad, you didn't do what I said came out, and then she's like, well, screw you, mean dad, like you've been a shitty dad.
Yeah.
And actually, my whole family sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna stay in this cave forever. Screw you.
Yeah, it's
then he burns a poor sheep herder and like constructs this lie, which I thought was very bold and out of character for him. Maybe in character a little bit, but very tricky situation for him.
Yeah, it is. But I don't know, man. I feel like, I mean, I think that's going to bite him in the ass, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah,
I think that's eventually going to come out. Yeah, that's eventually going to come out. And he even makes a point to say, like, the dragon's gone, but wild dragons, like that's a rarity that somebody tames a wild dragon, so we won't have to deal with that again. Eventually, somebody's going to see sheep stealer with a rider. You know what I mean? So that lie's going to, you know, she's not going to be able to hide in a cave forever. But you know, it's a dad protecting his kid.
Yeah.
But just a weird way of doing it. I felt bad for the sheep herder. Like, it's just dude was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, he's probably chill. He's like, oh my gosh, I can walk my sheep around because sheep stealer's gone. Like, I don't have to worry about getting burnt anymore.
Yeah.
And then here comes Damon.
But I guess so. Like, Rhaena is Rhaenyra's stepdaughter.
Yes. Yeah.
Through marriage of Damon. And I mean, clearly it was an accident, not a good one by any stretch of the imagination, but like, Damon decided it was a better pitch to lie to Rhaenyra and fabricate a very weak, like, cover up for Rhaena versus just telling her the truth. Where it's like, hey, by the way, found sheep stealer. She held up with Rhaena. Surprise. Totally not where she should be. Bad girl. She feels horrible about it. What do you want to do? You know, I'm her dad. Yeah. I like if we didn't kill her. She promised to not like screw up ever again. She's in a cave in the Vale. Like, I know you're probably really going to want to kill her, but just hear me out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There was another option there. I felt like Damon could have swung as Damon versus just Damon. He's just not like a deceiver, especially to like Rhaenyra. That's like the weirdest part of all that for me. He's not a deceiver in general. He's a very like, wears on his shoulder. Like, he's going to like kill you, or like everything's just as a matter of fact. And as a matter of like, who's the most powerful in the room right now. So I just thought it was super, super odd tone shift for him. And like, I mean, what was Rhaenyra going to do? Ride on her dragon and go find sheep stealer and just kill them all? Like, probably not.
Yeah. And I think there's a case to be said that sheep stealer, while provided a distraction for Jace, wasn't the reason that Jace got shot. I mean, he got hit with that thing earlier in the battle. So it's not inconceivable that he could be hit again, whether he was distracted by sheep stealer or not.
Yeah, it was very like, battle. Well, no, I mean, sheep stealer was like trying to kill them, actively trying to kill them, which actively brought them out of the fight there. Now, granted, they shouldn't have been like, I would have left. I don't know. There were a lot of things could have gone better in that whole situation, but I do agree with you. Like, there is an easy case to be made. Like, while unfortunate and not the best of circumstances, thus is the days of our lives kind of thing. Yeah. You know, it's like more of the story. Hey, good news, right? It was not a green riding sheep stealer that's actively like on the prowl hunting us. Like, it's Rhaena. She feels very bad to the point where she is like eating burnt sheep in a cave in the Vale.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think this is a net gain.
I think it's definitely, that's,
you know what I
I
mean?
think
Like,
Rhaenyra would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, another
she's like,
dragon. I mean, it
she's like,
sucks, but
I mean, I think Rhaenyra, in some compassion for Daemon and that being her stepdaughter, she's like, seriously, like that's like what is going. Like, I don't know. I feel like he could have thought would have a little bit more mercy in that whole situation. Like, and it's like sheep's here. Like, Rhaena was stupid. She like tried to tame a wild dragon and it went wild in a battle. Like, go figure.
yeah, to be honest with you, the right move, because she is still grieving the loss of her son. The
100%.
right move would have to been just come back and be like, I couldn't find him. Like we looked everywhere. We were out for weeks or whatever, couldn't find him.
No, good
and then
point.
we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it later. Like we'll figure it out later when things are maybe lopsided, which they are. I mean, the Blacks have lost more dragons, right?
Yeah.
They're the only ones that have lost dragon. Well, I guess Aegon is missing his dragon, but it's definitely lopsided on the dragon front for the Blacks.
Yeah. I just there's this better, like you said, that's a good option too. Like, just not say nothing. Like, no one saw you, Daemon. Like, go find Sheep Stealer and Rhaena and have a conversation in the cave.
Yeah. Nobody saw you except the sheep, except the sheep dude. You could have just killed him and left it at that and moved on.
He didn't know nothing. He didn't know nothing. He ain't gonna tell nobody.
Like, there's dragons up there. Cool.
So yeah, why did he just ignore that situation? Like, why did he have to? I feel like that was very out of place, and it's not going to help. It's going to bite him. Yeah. It's not going to make her feel good. She's like, she feels paranoid and deceived at every angle too. And now we have
Daemon, her closest advisor.
And Yehu here lying about that. Like, geez, now all we have is Mysaria with her. Like, I think it's hard when Mysaria only has like 2 lines of dialogue. It like makes the lack and or attempt at accent like more troublesome. It's like I need her to say more so I can be with the accent, like the half sentence. Like, it's just like, wait, is there an accent or is there not an accent? What is it?
I'll be curious to see because we know that she is in competition with Daemon, right, for being close to Rhaenyra. So I'll be curious to see if she is the one that breaks that news, or figures it out.
She needs evidence of it.
But
that's the worst part. Is if anyone can get evidence of it, it would be her.
Right.
That's kind of
she is that's her thing. Yeah.
Not good, Daemon.
And the way that Rhaenyra kind of shovels everybody out of the small council meeting and she walks out and kind of looks back. I bet you she's dipping to send some little birds, if you will, to figure out what's going on. But Daemon just rolling up with a freaking bird and decapitated head into the small council meeting. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Just slaps it down on the table. Queen's justice. Too much, bro. It's way too much. This is like clean, and we get clean the table now. Like, it's just, we got to disinfect everything. What are you doing?
Unless he was just really like worried about actually finding, like, someone else finding her and killing Rhaena, and like he was really just trying to like finish it and just say it's not a thing. But I don't know, like,
I mean, I think that's definitely the purpose, but it's just, I don't know. It's going to bite him. I think Mysaria is going to figure it out, and it's going to become a fracture in the Blacks, which already have fractures cracking left and right in this side of the camp. So we'll see.
Not good. I didn't like that at all. Not good.
Yeah.
Boo. Bad Daemon.
Still love Sheep Stealer. Think he's still the coolest one on the show so far. Just a cool looking dragon, black and white, and that massive underbite.
Did he just like leave to go get some more food? Like, he kind of just like snaked his way out of the cave, like tried to like snap it Daemon, but then just ignored Caraxes and just took off.
Yeah. I think that it just did not seem like the entrance to that cave was big enough for a dragon to come out of. I thought, but
they're very snaky when they need to be, and he's also much smaller even than Caraxes, because he was a little bit bigger than Jace's dragon, and Jace's dragon wasn't too big to begin
Very small,
with. And we have to remember Caraxes is like third largest.
And that's probably just from being wild. Like he's not been fed properly his whole life, like the more royal dragons have been probably.
Caraxes has probably like the best life so far out of all the dragons. Like,
oh yeah,
well, sure. That and Rhaenyra and Daemon definitely have the best kept dragons.
But it was interesting. I did like where they were going with like Daemon not being able to control Caraxes once he gets something in his head, because it's just it's the theme of the show where it's like everybody, even the top tier dragon riders of Daemon, lose control of their dragon every now and then. You know what I mean? They are still wild beasts, which is I like that they're playing into that a lot. I mean, there's been big events that have happened from people not being able to control their dragons.
Aemon was like a very principled. Granted, it was Vhagar, and Vhagar was technically a wild dragon.
Yep.
Vhagar will do what Vhagar does. He will eat a little dragon. I don't know. Yeah, and dragons are very hostile to each other. There is no like blood pack amongst them either, unless like the only blood pack they have is like their riders being chill.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. Not good. What did we miss? James Norton is the actor for Ormond. But yeah, Ormond was the show stealer on this episode for sure.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to him being a problem.
Yeah. And I think we kind of maybe answered a question of who's pulling the strings on the high tower side of things, even though he's got his own strings that he's pulling, right? I think he is the one that was in the shadows pulling some of the stuff. We do have to mention, and I don't know if you really picked up on it, but Alicent and Helena's scene at the end there.
Oh, yes.
She goes to put like a cloak on, and I think Alicent moves in to help her with it, and she kind of backs up. Helena's pregnant, I believe, is what they're hinting at here, which is very interesting. Bigger problems for Team Green. Like, we don't need another baby in the mix here, or pregnant queen. You know, they are kind of captive at the moment, and that is problematic because if that is the other one a boy, the other one's a boy. So we have two technical successors for the throne. So that is a problem. We know that
on top of all the other ones that are out there.
Yeah, we know in this world we like to kill the babies that could possibly someday become. I mean, even in the real world, if you look up the War of the Roses, which is the war that Game of Thrones is based off, they were killing babies in their cribs because they were next in line to take the throne.
Well, that happened in season 2.
Yeah, season 2. Yeah,
or Aemon's. Was it one of Aemon's kids or Alicent's?
I think Aemon's. It was Aegon.
Yeah, because Aegon. Yeah, because Helena, it was one of her kids, and she was pretty distraught over that situation.
So big problems. Little stealthy reveal there, I thought. Like, they didn't explicitly say it. They just kind of covered her stomach up and moved on.
Well, that's just kind of like right now, Alicent's like whole vibe is like, we're only getting like drops of information and like suggestions. Nothing like very clear out of her. She's just kind of either master of it all, or she's just kind of
over it,
riding through life.
She's over it.
She's just kind of hanging out. I mean, there was that scene in season 2 where she's laying in the water, like completely lost. So I don't think we can give too much credit to her like having some kind of massive scheme, because I think that's Ormond. Ormond's the one with the master scheme here.
I think he's it. Yep, I think he's it. He's the guy we were looking for.
He ignored Otto.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Yeah, it's interesting because we have like the green and the blacks, which is what this whole show has been about. But then we have the like, like dark green, if you will, up in Ormond, where he's not for either side. Like clearly,
He's dark green.
Yeah, he's dark. We're gonna call him
He's
dark
he's
green.
yeah, but he's like he's kind of like the sept, like the holy green, where like dark
there you
green
go. Yeah,
comes from Old Town, of the faith, anti-Targaryen.
yeah. And it's interesting. I wonder if he went through a similar phase of Cole, where he's just over the dragons. You know what I mean? We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
I think that he's probably a soldier. He wants to be a commander. He wants to command this army, but the dragons really throw that kind of realistic army to the wind. I mean, there's not much that they're going to be doing besides fighting under fire. And we saw what they did in Game of Thrones. We've seen what they've done in House of the Dragon in battles. It's chaotic. And it is a definite trump card, especially in Game of Thrones when there was only one person with dragons.
Did Rhaenyra make the decision to send foot soldiers to Tumbleton instead? That was like an early conversation in that small council meeting. They were discussing options there, and I felt like she almost landed on a solution there.
Yeah, that would have been.
But then
that probably would have been my move. That would have been my move.
The Maester have a better idea she liked? What did he suggest?
Was it just the scouting of the dragons watching over them that she ended up doing?
Something. That's how he got basically kept as on the council, because he was like, he provided some like useful feedback there, and she was like, by the way, if you remain loyal and useful, you may continue to be Maester and on the council. Yeah. Good little box episode. Moving the pieces.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought a lot. This felt like a Game of Thrones episode.
Oh yeah, we're bouncing all around, which is great.
We're all over the place, which I loved it. Yeah, seeing new places. We've never seen this Tumbleton before. Got a very like Middle Eastern look to it.
Yeah, it's a trade city, and even like those fancy folk that must like run the town a little bit, like they were even like, yeah, we literally just do whatever, like we're like traders. Rhaenyra says like it's just a trade town. It's no like strategic value. So yeah, and I don't know, the houses have those like weird like step pyramid roofs. That kind of reminds me of like just like really poor folk, I guess, like just like basic houses, and it's just like kind of a little market trade area, but there are city walls, so it's enough to have walls. But pretty otherwise unnotable place that Ormond has holed himself up in. Yeah, that dude gets so angry when he realized that, like, again, Aemon's not coming. That seems to be everyone's bane right now. Is Cole's upset. Ormond, all these little soldiers are so mad Aemon's not coming to their rescue.
Yep, they're looking for all the people that are complaining about the dragons are looking for the dragon to come and rescue them. I don't know. I think that was definitely the maybe push for him to push for the kid to be king, where he's like, you know what, screw the dragons, dude. Like, we don't need the dragons. But I don't think it's going to end for him having, getting in the mix of. But he does have some strategy behind him. So we'll see what he comes up with. But jumping into a dragon war with one baby dragon trying to be the guy that doesn't want the dragons, and we're going to use swords, it's just not going to end well, I don't think.
It's a bold move because, I mean, at the end of the day, Rhaenyra could just go burn down the town. Like, totally an option still. You're
still
not
an
like,
option.
It's not like you have like one of her sons. You have one of Alicent's sons,
right?
Which is slight protection, but I don't know. Like, if you piss a Targaryen off enough, like they're just gonna melt it. Like, just how it rolls.
Yeah, that's how they've rolled through all of history.
He's bold. He's a brave one. Something like that.
Until he smells something foul in the air, and then he becomes a weak one, apparently.
Yeah, my immediate thought was like, is Rhaenyra like, which is going to be kind of campy. I'm not going to like it. I feel like where she's going to, I hope she doesn't have like she's like, we can launch like, like they did in actual medieval times, like dead cows and spread like pestilence and disease by launching smelly, rotting shit into towns and castles with catapults. I was thinking that.
Well, I don't know if that would
what
be
is she going to do with that information?
I think that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, no, that would be cool. But like the moment she like pieces what Allison said together with like how to defeat Ormond, like I don't want that to be too on the nose.
Right.
But like what else? Like what's she going to do with that information?
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like how bad of
is she going to be like a fist fight with him? She's just gonna like throw like some smelly like food or like shit in his face, and he's just like, he's just gonna like faint.
I want to know how bad this aversion to smells is. Like, is he like just crippled by the smell? Like,
dude, I mean, when you're picking out your potpourri for your little canister that you wear in your hip with like tweezers, and you're huffing it on the way, like you might have some issues.
He's got some problems for sure.
But like, is there like an addictive substance in there too, or is it just like the smell?
I don't
think
smells
good.
I think
he just gets a little high on the smell. Like, ooh, it's potpourri.
I think it's just the smell. Yeah, I think it's just the smell, literally.
Fancy lad.
Fancy lad. Yep.
Fancy lad. Your fancy castles. Your fancy things. Oh, Bronn.
Yep. We need a Bronn-like character. That's what we're
where's our Bronn at?
Yeah.
Spend enough time in these like slum lords.
Yeah.
I guess maybe Bronns don't really exist. Sell swords. Not really a lot of use for sell swords coming out of this period of time.
Yeah, that's true.
All just knights.
Yeah.
Because the collapse of the knighthoods, kind of is where we get all the sell swords from.
Right. Yeah. Ronin. Medieval Ronin. Yeah.
We don't have a lot of Ronin yet. Those all come after Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah.
Well, this Sunday, not too far from now, 5 days, will be episode 6, which is sad because then we're like one episode away from the penultimate. We have a lot of like
episode 5.
Wasn't this episode 5?
No, this is episode 4.
Oh, okay, good. We have 2 more then. Never mind. I'm trying to rush things along. So we have 2 episodes though to see more chaos in King's Landing because Rhaenyra's grip here has to kind of collapse in on her, which I imagine will drive her to do insane things. As all this stuff kind of comes in close, because we're going to see the fallout next episode from her sending the gold cloaks down to beat up the peasants. She's gonna be pissed that they did that in the first place as well. But that's not really going to matter because the damage has been done. So there's still that to see. Cole here is going to start his guerrilla warfare, I imagine. So hopefully get a few more fights there. Hopefully he just fails at it and just dies.
I hope he just dies. Yeah, let's just get it over with. I'm so sick of him, dude.
I hope that northern dude just like beats his face in with a mace or a club or something.
That's what I'm hopeful for.
We're not going to
get it. Or Daemon. I'd like to see Daemon kill him.
Sure, yeah.
That would be poetic because he beat Daemon in the tournament in episode 1, if you remember.
Yes.
It'd be kind of poetic that Daemon takes him out.
I want Daemon to like land on Caraxes and just like drop down from a chain and like onto the ground and just like sword fight him 1-on-1.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be sick. And
Caraxes
it's like
just melting everything around him.
Yeah. It's like taking out the crappy ex-boyfriend. Like the problem ex-boyfriend. Yeah.
Does Daemon know that he's a crappy ex-boyfriend?
I would think so. Yeah, I would. Well, I don't know because
maybe not. That was pretty under the radar.
Yeah, that was pretty under the radar. Yeah, maybe not. And he was kind of off doing his own. He was dealing with the crab, whatever that dude's name was, crab feeder.
Yeah, that dude was
during all that. But it might have been like a bedtime story between them.
I don't know. They don't really talk about their exes because they don't talk about Massaria, and then like obviously Daemon's had a lot of exes. But also like, what does Daemon not? was thinking of something that he's not very forthcoming about. Oh, like the whole like Alice thing, Rivers, where it's like, oh, there's this girl at Harrenhal that I kind of spent some time with. And like, who? Kind of telling your wife that there's another woman that like you've hung out with. Like, hung out how? Hung out where? Hung out why?
Maybe they didn't talk about it. Yeah,
that's what I mean. I don't think they really like disclose a lot of that information. So,
I hope it's Daemon.
It's more so just kind of like whisper in your ear about like the Game of Thrones and like the Song of Fire and Ice. Like that's what they're talking about. That's the pillow talk. It's like,
I saw your dad's vision.
Scary things. That's the pillow talk with those two, not their exes. And with that, I think we're out. You good?
I'm good. Yeah.
See y'all next week. I am definitely enjoying the show.
Yeah, loving that.
Till then, peace out.